the royal race row continues to rock Buckingham Palace, with reports that 2 family members appear to have been named in the Dutch translation of Omid Scobie's bombshell book, Endgame. Reports claim the first name was very specific, while the second was a little bit vague. The book has been pulled from shelves, with the Dutch publishers saying they've been ordered to do so by US bosses. Scobie denied naming the alleged royal racist in his book, claiming there's never been a version I've produced that has names in it. He appeared on US TV questioning why Harry and Meghan stopped talking about the scandal.
You know, I always wondered why Harry and Meghan didn't continue that conversation in the Netflix series, in Harry's book Spare. You know, it was like it disappeared out of sight, and I wanted to get to the bottom of that.
Royal insiders claim Harry and Meghan's version of events seems to have changed over the past few years.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
Hold up.
There's
Stop
several
right now.
There's several conversations.
There's a
about
conversation with you,
with Harry,
about how dark your baby is going to be?
potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh.
In the Oprah interview, you accuse members of your family of racism. You don't even...
No, we didn't.
Well, of...
The British press said that.
Right.
Did Meghan ever mention that they were racist?
She said there were troubling comments about Archie's
there was
skin
concern
colour.
about his skin colour.
Right.
Oprah later revealed the person in question wasn't Queen Elizabeth or Prince Philip. Today, there's been no comment on the book from Buckingham Palace. I remember when Harry said, no, Meghan didn't say that was racist. They insinuated greatly and hinted that there was a royal racist.
About the darkness.
Yeah, and Oprah's, whoa.
Ridiculous.
They
She
said,
just
what?
had to snap
They
her
said,
fingers.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, look, if Harry and Meghan have said categorically that there is no racist in the royal family, and we're to believe them, Harry said he grew up with them, he's been in that family his whole life, he knows them all, no one's a racist, fine, I'll take his word for it. But they did stir the pot initially and suggest that there was one. And now Scobie is out here saying there is a royal racist, and Harry and Meghan stop talking about it, and I want to find out why. No, just leave it. There's nothing here, Scobie. What are you doing apart from making it worse for Harry and Meghan?
I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. He's selling his book, and it's working really, really well. He's just rehashing an old scandal, which wasn't even a scandal in the first place, but everybody got tremendously overexcited about it, not least because of Oprah's ludicrous, over-dramatic reaction. And now he's just rehashing it in order to flog the book, and it's worked quite beautifully for him.
I thought it's interesting going on social media. You should never go on social media.
No. Particularly not you.
Because I thought there's going to be people naming, you know, who it is. It's all going to be guesswork. But the bigger, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway on live television. The two names that came out top when I was having a look at this were Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn as potentially the two people that asked the question.
Yeah.
That is Twitter for you in a nutshell.
Oh, my goodness,
What
a scoop.
And I think at least half a dozen of those comments were not said ironically. Well, it's got to be Henry VIII,
You know what the good news is? You can't libel the dead.
You can't libel the
Knock
dead.
yourself out.
But you see, I think when we look at the original interview and Meghan, I think she's slightly making something up there. I think, you know, about how... And she kept going on about how dark the bed. I don't believe anybody in the royal household said. I don't believe anybody said we need to talk about how dark this
First
bed
of
is
all,
gonna be.
no, I'm
Somebody
sorry.
might have said, "Well, of interest, because you're in a mixed race relationship. Is your baby likely to be more black, more white?
Yeah.
That's the kind of conversation which happens, as all of us here know, in households all over the country who are in those situations.
The thing is, Meghan wasn't even there. She wasn't there when the conversation happened. So I think she was just acting in bad faith. Also, I don't believe the concern over the darkness of Archie's skin. You're not even that dark. So I really think she's just not telling the truth there. But also, it's not racist to question what someone's child would look like. If I had to kill someone who wasn't black, obviously my family would take bets. No, you come out caramel. No, you come out beige. And it would just be normal conversation in my house. But somehow the nation has thought, oh, this is the most racist thing that could happen. And I think it takes the worst kind of person to take advantage of family grievances in this way to try and enrich himself. No one knew Omid Scobie before this. He'd been reporting on the royals for decades, but he'd never had any kind of scoop around them. And suddenly he gets close to the Sussexes and he has all the grains of truth that even Harry and Meghan didn't want to reveal.
You see, I'm just confused about how much more can possibly be written about this stuff. I mean, it's just rehashing the old stuff about who talked to who didn't talk to who first, who's called what, who didn't like who. For goodness sake, it's like any family. poke around in
Penny,
any family.
He
What?
says in that little clip we showed that, you know, it was mentioned on Oprah, but then it was never mentioned in Netflix, and it was never mentioned in Spare.
Yeah, why not?
And I wanted to get to the bottom of it. It's not Watergate, mate. It's a potential conversation that might have happened or might not have happened among a couple of royals.
Yeah, and also, if you've genuinely found out something, you know, you can't libel somebody if what they said was actually true and you've got evidence.
Exactly.
You know, so in that case, if you've actually got the evidence and you definitely know, because after all, you've scooped everything and you've delved into it and you've dug and you've got all the information, lay it out there.
Well,
lay it out there.
Ask this is going to sound like a very Route 1 schoolboy question, because I don't massively follow the life of Harry and Meghan. It's not something I do, you know, I haven't got any kind of saved Insta pages where I have a little look and see what they're up to. Has anyone ever seen this Archie character?
It's for kids. We've seen the kids. Yeah.
All right. They're not sort of, you know how sometimes you pixelate kids out of photographs.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
I was genuinely wondering what he looked like.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't have that many pictures, but they're both very, very, very ginger, like their dad.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are
Very.
they?
Yeah.
Did that ever come up at the royal buffet?
Oh no, you can't
I'm sure
say that.
it would have done.
'Cause that's
Surely you would.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's not an unreasonable question. Are you
Well,
likely
that's
to
why-
have
that's
ginger
why I
hair
asked.
or are you likely to have freckles or whatever?
But Scobie and Harry and Meghan at one point were close. They were obviously very close. And as we know, Meghan had briefed her aide to go and brief Scobie as it came out in court.
Yes, it only came out in court.
Only came out in court. She denied it to begin
denied
with.
it to begin with and then was forced to actually say that she had.
So on this occasion, if they're no longer friends with Scobie, if they don't approve of the book, I would expect them to put out a statement.
Yeah.
Not the royal family.
Yeah.
They should put out a statement
Distancing
now. Distance
themselves
from
from
it,
it.
saying we do not
Yeah,
condone
but
this book,
they have
and
helped.
nothing that
They've
in this book
obviously
has
helped.
come from us or is true.
Particularly if they want to, as they have said, I think they want to. Well, they want to move on and build
make
bridges
amends.
and make amends.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you have got to stop, kind of even remotely being behind anything like this.
But the thing is, that doesn't serve their interest because, like you were saying, you know, their proximity to the royal family is what keeps them relevant. So I don't think they're going to do that.
No, that is a problem. And also, why would you keep your, you know, they've gone on about how they want to be private and they want their privacy protected, and yet they've called their children prince and princess
insisted on the title.
carried on
Well,
with the title.
speaking of the kids, Collins, we have a picture just for you, Harry and the kids.
Do
Have a
we?
Look, yeah. There you go. Look at that.
Very ginger.
Oh, which one's Archie?
The ginger one.
Yeah,
Well, they're all
Which
ginger.
one? They all
the one with Harry. Well, the one sat.
All right, so who's the older one?
The boy.
Oh, was the other one a girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, you
Lilibet.
didn't.
No,
Named
that's
after
fine.
named after Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, Lily, named after the Queen. Of
Yeah.
course, yes.
Yeah. So there you
That's
go.
a really lovely
My
photo,
goodness,
by
Ian,
the way.
it's like explaining to some ageing granny sitting
It is.
with
Well, I'd like to
a
think I go
Garibaldi
very much
biscuit
the
and a
other way
cup
on
of
this
tea.
one. Us kids are not necessarily
Not that
fully up with the
interesting.
royals like, you know, your
Me.
generation once was.
Ooh,
Just.
listen to that.